and welcome to Logan Sounds Off, where I talk about books, music, and a whole lot more. I'm your host, Logan Kelly. So welcome to Logan Sounds Off. Today I'm interviewing Paul here from KFM. Thank you for joining me, Paul. For those who don't know you, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, yeah. So as you said, I work for KFM. I've been there since 2004. I do the drive time show from 3 in the afternoon till 7. And have been doing that for quite a few years. And I'm the program director as well. And before that, I worked for quite a few other radio stations too, because I'm really old.
Well, my first question is, you're a DJ at KFM, obviously. How did that come about?
The whole DJ thing from the start, or the KFM part of it?
Let's go from the start.
Okay. So when I was about, I suppose, 14 or 15, and I was in a youth club, and I went up and played some records at the youth club disco once, and I was kind of hooked from then on. So it started out being a mobile DJ like that, and then I went to work for a pirate radio station in Waterford, which is where I'm from. Because there weren't any legal local radio stations back then. This was around about the early 1980s. So I went to work for a pirate radio station then, and it really went from there, I suppose.
Wow. And then as program director, what does that job entail?
That's a good question. Basically, a program director is responsible for everything that goes out on the air. So that's the music, the talk, the adverts, everything. So you oversee all of that. You're responsible for scheduling. You have to oversee all the music, and basically just the general day-to-day running of the on-air aspect of the radio station.
How do you decide what program goes where in the day?
I suppose really, well, I mean, a lot of it, obviously your breakfast program goes at breakfast time, and most radio stations have their talk shows around about the mid-morning, so from 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. So generally what we would do is our breakfast show would run up to 9 o'clock, which is when the school run then is pretty much over, and then we've got our talk show in there that runs from 9 to 11. So then you've got the 11 o'clock spot there, which is neither lunchtime nor breakfast time. So you need something a bit in between. So what we do is we've got 11 to 2, which takes in the late morning and the lunchtime part of it. And then obviously 2 o'clock, we've got a second talk show in there just for an hour. And then from 3 onwards is kind of the drive time part of it, where everybody's going home. And then after 6 o'clock, you tend to have your specialized programs. So your country show, traditional Irish music show, sports, that kind of thing.
As a present DJ on drive time and across the years and sports beat, is it difficult to plan each separately?
It isn't really. I mean, because I'm in the radio station for 8 hours every day, so I don't just go in there and do my program and go home. So I'm sorry, but my dog's just come in here now. I'm in there. So basically, my week, I suppose, is I would start planning across the years on Wednesday. A lot of the work on that is already done, because when I started to do that, if you could bear with me a second, I'm sure you're going to do some editing. Hi, Bill, out. This is my dog, Billy. Hiya, Bill.
Ah, lovely. It's adorable.
Thank you, Max. Yeah, that's Bill. So where was I? Oh yeah, so I would start with across the years when I started to do that program first. I think we've been doing that for about 4 years now. So when I started to do that first is when all the hard work went into it, because I had to go and source all the sound clips that we use in there, because it's basically a mix of sound clips and music. So the sound clips can be sport or TV shows or films from the particular year that we're featuring. So obviously all the hard work was in sourcing all those clips. And I started in 1960 at that year, and worked all the way up to I think 2006 or 7. So that's 46 odd years.
Wow.
With an average of 12 clips per year. So that's a lot of clips. So that's where all the hard work was done. And then after that, then it's really just a matter of compiling it every week, and keeping a track of the years that you've done, so that you don't repeat the same one too close to the last time you did it. And then trying to source maybe some alternative clips so that you're not using the same ones the whole time, and keeping a record of the music that you've played so you don't play the same music. So there's a bit of work involved, but the majority of the work on that was done, like I say, a long time ago before we started it. And then luckily enough with the sport, I suppose, the Sunday Sports Beat, a lot of that is organized for me. Because obviously we have our reporters that go to the matches, and I would have a producer in with me on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon, as the case is, and they do a lot of the work, and I just really present it. So there's not too much that I have to do on that one. And then the drive time show, I suppose, again, it's just a matter of, you know, keeping your little features and that up to date every day, and getting it all together and trying to keep it fresh.
Wow. And then I believe you started teaching yourself how to play guitar. How's that going?
It's not going very well. I started teaching myself how to play the guitar in lockdown. It was actually my daughter's idea. There was a guitar in the house, and she decided that she might like to learn how to play it. So I said, okay, we'll both try. So we both had a go. She got bored of it, and I kept going. And that was a little over a year and a half ago.
On.
Yeah. So, but everybody gives out to me. They moan at me here if I start to play the guitar. So I don't get to practice very often. But I do enjoy it when I do play it every so often, but not very often. I won't be playing in public anytime soon. That's for sure.
Actually, I play guitar myself, and I love guitar.
Now, I bet you're a whole heap better than I am. What kind of a guitar do you have?
I have an acoustic guitar, and then there's a bass next to it. That's my dad's. And then above it was the old guitar. But we're kind of in the same boat here. I can play a couple of songs good, but the rest of them, it's not that great. But
same as that.
I'm still learning from my teacher. I've been learning a year this September. So
brilliant. That's excellent. Brilliant. I haven't had any lessons from anybody apart from stuff that I've looked at online. So I've kind of taught myself badly. But look, it's fun.
I've now got my final question, and I'm can't wait to see the answer to this, because I'm quite interested with this particular question. As a presenter of Sports Beat, do you have a favorite sport?
I do. I'm a big rugby fan.
Yes, good egg. You have a good egg.
I'm a big rugby fan, and I am not so much a fan of soccer. I also
got a brilliant egg.
and a bit of Gaelic football as well. So yeah, but no, rugby is my favorite sport. Yeah.
Wow, you remind me a lot of my dad. Soccer, rugby, brilliant, and then football. A bit in there, yeah. Wow, though, I've actually ran out of questions here, but thank you so much, Paul, for joining me. It's been such a pleasure and such crack to be able to talk to you.
Thank you, and thanks very much for asking me. I've really enjoyed it.
See you, Paul. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed listening to this episode of Logan Sounds Off. You can follow me on X, Facebook and Instagram at Logan Sounds Off. And don't forget to subscribe and not miss any more cool episodes. Bye guys!